It's so beautiful. Really getting a feel for the world here, man. I love this. Look at the choreography. Look at the gameplay. Is that Odin? This is a cool shot too because this guy is Titan. So it's cool that if you notice they've lowered the camera just a little bit in the shots of him to make him look a little bit more monumental, right? The camera's lower than his eye line. If you see how she's very tight in the frame here in the back left, and then in between his shoulders and his head, she kind of looks like she's trapped, right? Visual storytelling, no words spoken. Hello everyone, my name is Philip. I'm a filmmaker. Today we're going to be reacting to and analyzing this new Final Fantasy XVI trailer, which has just dropped. It's very exciting. You may have seen my documentary on the Shaolin Temple or my other short films. Today we're going to be obviously just looking at it as Final Fantasy fans and enjoying it for that, but also we're going to look at some of sort of the cinematic choices they made, which I always love Final Fantasy for, and looking a little bit deeper into it. So we're going to watch it through once and just kind of enjoy it as fans, and then we're going to look a little bit deeper into it and break it down. So join me. It's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure to subscribe if you're into this sort of thing. You want to see more. I think we're going on 17,000 subscribers, so help me out with that. And yeah, follow me on Twitter if you want to talk, interact, and see my cosplay I do with my girlfriend. So let me know in the comments, what are you most excited for in Final Fantasy 16? All right, let's do this. What do you got for us today, Square? Okay, I love it already.
It has been 1,500 years since the fall of our forebears.
Final Fantasy Tactics vibes, I love it already.
And Valisthea has been slowly dying.
Valisthea, great name.
Ever since.
Whoa! Look at that exploration shot. Can we go and explore all that? Music is obviously amazing. So Ken on it.
But we're in the middle of the Deadlands.
Whoa!
The blight sucked this place dry. Meaning no trees, no birds, and no magic.
Wow!
Darkness spreads as day gives way to twilight.
The music.
The mother's flame now all but a flicker.
Oh, it sounds so good.
Live without the blessing of the crystals.
It looks enormous.
The crystals
Oh!
work their magic through us. You have been blessed, Joshua.
They finally showed that city from the artwork, and it looks amazing. Oh man,
Duchy of Rosaria, bastion of tradition.
guys!
At the very least, we must secure Drake's breath.
The Holy Empire of Sanbreque.
Yes, that's the artwork.
Is divine.
It's so beautiful.
Imperial banner shall fly over every city in storm.
Wow,
All shall bow before their emperor.
insane.
Dalmekian Republic, whose fortunes shift with the desert sands.
It's like Dalmasca.
And what of our wise rulers? Goaded into war without any thought as to what chaos it might
I
bring.
love his
The
voice.
Iron Kingdom, forged in faith
Chaos.
and fear.
Their souls were
What?
sullied with the stain of ether. I merely cleansed them of their corruption.
It looks
The
awesome.
Kingdom of Waloed,
Great color there.
in its isolation.
The dark swallows more of the realm with each passing day.
Whoa.
And as the fringes fade,
Whoa!
people flock to the mother crystals.
That guy looks
From a
amazing.
single spark will the land
I like the different accents too.
in the year 860. The Imperial army will march upon
No.
Rosaria.
That's
And
disturbing.
from the slaughter
They killed his
shall
teacher.
a new shadow rise.
What? This is Ifrit? Wait.
To fall upon the dominants, painting their destinies
Ifrit.
as night.
Our ability to summon beasts of great might should command respect.
Whoa.
Instead, has left us outcasts.
He's Titan.
So I became their puppet.
It looks insane. Oh, we're really getting a feel for the world here, man. I love this.
The right to use us.
Is this the Blight?
Just to die when our bodies are spent.
I'll crush him! Flay him!
Whoa. This is the transformations? So they can like partially transform. Is that Shiva? No way. Did we just get a look at Shiva finally? Oh, great choreography too, and duels with health bars. I am all about this right now. Look at the choreography, look at the gameplay. Is that Odin? I think that was Odin, guys. This is insanity. The music. Oh man, they're going all out.
It is you who shall bow to me.
Is that Jill?
Come then, show us the strength of your will.
What? It's so intense.
Crownless kings, a reckoning is upon you.
Is it Bahamut?
Of the icons.
Oh my god. It looks even better than it did before. It looks so much better than it did before. Oh man, there's a lot to talk about. This is insanity. Did you see that? I love the music. I love sort of like the acting and the vibe of it. It's very intense.
1500.
There's a lot of emotion and stuff, which I like, because what they had shown before was, it was a little bit more kind of like, not stiff, but it was like very serious. A lot of very serious dialogue about politics and stuff. I love seeing like kind of a lot of emotion at the end, and like anger and pain and stuff. Very well done. Shout out to the actors. Shout out to the script. This looks amazing. So let's look at some of the cinematics here. I love this. Like I said, kind of feels like sort of a Final Fantasy Tactics type thing. Very well done. It kind of, it's this feeling of looking back in history, which I love. It's cool to show the book as a sort of transition, as if someone's like teaching us about this.
And Valisthea has been slowly dying.
So it's dying to a blight or something. And you know, what a great way to use visual language, visual storytelling.
Since
Dying ever since. We see just like a wasteland. Even the sun is like very dimly lit. Looks like the world is dying. This looks like it's going to be a lot of fun to explore too, and even kind of like platform along these cliffs and stuff. Assuming we get to. Really, unless I'm wrong, I don't think we saw too much exploration in this trailer. But I was so excited it's hard to remember. He looks great. Clive looks amazing. Loved his character design from day one. The lighting here is very cool. They have sort of this very warm but muted color on it. There's a bit of green in it as well. And it gives a very interesting mood to this. It kind of brings like a solemn nature to it with this warm colors and the gradation. I really like it. Really nice close-up there too. It's cool, like when you see a big shot like this establishing the space. Very well done. The world is dying, and then we see a human connection to that idea, right? It's like the world is dying. It looks like, you know, very barren, like a wasteland. But then we see his reaction to it. It would be very unfortunate to be in a world like that, right? So there's a lot of emotion that would go with it. Great choice there with the close-up. Square Enix, the legends. And Soken is killing it with the music.
But we're in the middle of the Deadlands.
The blight sucked this place dry.
Middle of the Deadlands.
We're in the middle of...
I like this too. Like it's kind of this, it's a very short shot, but you know, it kind of gives us an idea. It's like, man, this is a trek. It reminds me of trekking across Death Valley, which we did for several days and camped in Death Valley and stuff. It's just like a wasteland. There's nothing out there. So you have to bring food, you have to bring water, and you kind of just gotta, you know, get through it. And, you know, you can't exactly like forage for food out there. So I like this. I hope they really play into that idea of you kind of being on a journey. I was saying this about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth as well. I hope they really play into the feeling of being on a journey with your companions and have that feeling of travel. It's very hard to get across in a game when you can just like fast travel and stuff. I really hope they do that. And what I was saying before with that is it's really helpful to have like camping scenes and everything, because it brings a sense of scale to the trip. Like I said, when traveling through Death Valley, you have to camp at night, right? You can't just be like, yeah, whatever, it's morning now. You keep exploring, keep exploring. It brings this kind of reality to it when you can have like a campfire in the game, kind of like FF15, but imagine it expanded a little bit more where you could talk to people, interact with people, whatever. I think it'd be really good.
Deadlands.
The blight sucked this place dry.
And again, this is another cool example of the color gradation. They just completely drained the life out of these shots to give it gray. The only life, which is kind of cool, is this kind of like, you know, human hue that appears on their skin. So it's pretty cool. And look at that, there's just ash pouring out of his hand. No magic. This is very cool too, sort of world building. No words, no magic, which implies that you have to speak magic into existence. I love it.
Darkness spreads as day gives way to twilight.
Again, back to this kind of like telling the story. Awesome transition with the page coming over the image, right? Like over the, as if we're looking at a TV or something. I love it.
The mother's flame now all but a flicker.
Look at the sets. I mean, the sets are insane. The set pieces are insane. You can assume this is probably something to do with Shiva.
Without the blessing of the crystals.
God, I love it. Let's just look at the design of these places. As I said, we've seen these sketches now for years, and we're finally seeing them come to life.
And the crystals work their magic.
It's a great
through
feeling.
us. You have been blessed, Joshua.
I love that too. And again, we're sticking with this consistent transition of the page coming over the video. Awesome. I love it. It's taking us through a journey as if we're in like a class, which is really fun.
But who shall
And just great visual design of the maps too. They look hand drawn. You see a lot of maps, they look too perfect. This is like there's ink smudges on it and stuff. It's great.
claim their fading light? The Grand Duchy of Rosaria.
So here you go.
But who shall claim their fading light? The Grand Duchy of Rosaria, bastion
Awesome castle design. I love it.
of tradition.
It's interesting though, the whole game has this kind of like they keep mentioning fading light, as if some sort of darkness is coming over the land. And it's cool because it looks like it's almost always kind of like this dusk, you know? It's a cool effect, even though it would be pretty bright during the day. So I like that.
At the very least, we must...
Great shot here. Great shot over the shoulder. This looks like young Clive, I think, from the look of his sword and his white coat there. And just very nice shot. Very nice shot of the throne. Awesome design. Love it.
secure Drake's breath.
The holy
Yeah, really good editing, of course. They kept him on the right side of the frame, so the transition was easy on the eyes. This is awesome. I saw this drawing so many years ago. It's like a leaked design drawing from this game. We wouldn't even know it was from this game. So surreal to see it just fully, brought to life. I love it.
where ambition is.
And like, it's awesome because in a game like this where it is, some sort of exploration is involved or some sort of open world, no matter what the level of it is, it's so cool because when you see this castle from far away, you know for a fact you can get over there, you can walk all the way up. So it's kind of cool how they've designed this visually. It's like, say this is how you enter into this is the first time you see it from this angle. It's almost like, you're being directed along a path. It's like, oh, I can go, along this road over here, come up, and then I'm going to go into the castle. It almost looks like a staircase. I'm going to climb right up the stairs up to the top tower. It's just awesome. So for a game, it's really important to kind of reveal a set piece in the way that you're going to be able to explore it, if that makes sense. So great choice there with the shot
The
angle.
imperial banner shall fly over every city in storm. All shall
Awesome.
bow before their emperor.
The Dalmekian Republic, whose fortunes shift.
Love it. Love this design too. And this is more of a desert region. What they've done is they have made it a little bit more warm, and I mean as in like the heat. They've actually brightened it up a little bit. They don't have that dusk look here. It looks like they're in the desert and they'd be kind of
with the
sweltering.
desert sands.
Very subtle, but it does a lot for the subconscious.
Wise rulers,
And yeah, this is like,
goaded into war without any thought as to what chaos it might reap.
this is a cool shot too because this guy is Titan, right? The summon. So it's cool that if you've noticed, they've lowered the camera just a little bit in the shots of him to make him look a little bit more monumental, right? The camera's lower than his eye line, if you see, right? We're probably a good foot or more actually lower than his eye line. And it gives the effect just a little bit bigger, a little bit taller, a little bit more imposing, coupled with this amazing performance from the actor. It just makes for like awesome feeling. A big guy.
The
Yeah.
Iron Kingdom,
So that's a trick if you're trying to make someone seem more imposing on film.
forged in faith and fear.
Their souls were sullied with the stain of ether. I merely...
God, I love the colors here. There's something I was fearing about this game is the color use. So I'm glad to see there is a lot of variety. And it's not just kind of always that kind of like dusk look. Look at these beautiful purples and reds in this shot. What it does is it makes him stand out in the silhouette so much against that. And it's like such a contrast. Great choice.
cleansed them of their corruption.
He's clean. He is bereft of all color. Just like grays, blacks, a little bit of browns here. And it's like, you know, he's gonna cleanse them of their corruption. It's almost like he's talking about the color, right? It's cool.
Or the kingdom of Waloed,
Waloed.
in its isolation.
But like, man, can we just talk about this? Looks fun to explore. This is the main thing that a lot of games are lacking. They'll tout these big open worlds and stuff, but like, do I even want to see it? You know, this looks awesome. It's like you want to run around and see every single piece of it. I think because it's so well designed and presented.
The dark swallow.
But again, look at this, the contrast. This is like a, you know, foggy, mist-laden place, and it's just a totally different mood from like the desert, the other places. So again, with a game like this, you don't want it to all look the same. Good variety. Got some purples here.
In its isolation.
I love this shot. This shot, what do I get from it right away? It makes me feel like, okay, so these two have been intimate in some way, they have some sort of relationship. Maybe they're in bed together. The cool thing is, with cutting off his face like this, and then putting her behind, it's kind of like this, she's almost like trapped in this cage. See how she's very tight in the frame here in the back left, and then in between his shoulders and his head, she kind of looks like she's trapped, right? And it also looks like she's kind of shut off from him. There's a disconnect between these people. She's also looking down. She looks dejected, which tells me like something is not right with this relationship. She could just be sad. She could be dealing with her own stuff. But the fact that she can't even see his face. We can't even see his eyes. All right? It's a really cool effect you can use in filmmaking to, like, you know, they haven't even spoken yet. I know something's wrong in this relationship. I know something's going on. She is, you know, going through her stuff. There's a disconnect here. So very well done visual storytelling. No words spoken.
The dark swallows more of the realm with each passing day.
Awesome.
And as the fringes fade,
this guy looks great. I love the armor design in this game. Another good thing about the armor design in this game is, you know, it's both fantasy, which is awesome and has a lot of cool effects, but this is, you know, relatively realistic armor. Like, you could wear this armor and it would protect you, right? It's not just like completely ridiculous, which I like a good balance. So from a historical standpoint, medieval standpoint, this is cool.
the people flock to the mother crystals.
Awesome. So we're getting kind of like more images of war. Makes sense. That looks like Garuda or Phoenix.
In the year 860.
I mean, we're getting like years, we're getting a calendar and stuff. Again, it harkens back to like Final Fantasy Tactics, or more of the Final Fantasy 12, where you really get a lot of world building. You feel historical context to the world, and for me, I like stuff like that. A lot of world building. This guy, you know, pushed him back, but failed to defend himself. Which, I mean, damn, that's a terrible.
And from the slaughter shall a new shadow.
But very realistic. So who is this? I like what they're doing here with this event. We've seen it, I think, twice, 3 times in different trailers. I feel like this is going to be the sort of thing where we're going to have to keep looking back on it. There's going to be some mystery to it. It's kind of like, who is this guy? Is he the second Ifrit dominant?
New shadow rise.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of kind of coming back to this big momentous time in the timeline and trying to figure out what happened exactly. Seems like a very important scene. They've shown it so many times. So we have Ifrit.
To fall upon the dominants.
It's awesome.
Painting their destinies.
The graphics do look improved, I will say. You'll notice the graphics look most improved in the close-ups, I feel. There's a lot of detail in the hair, and the facial expressions. So interesting. He's then able to defend himself, and I wonder if this is like the first time he's accessed this power. So who is this? Oh, is that Rama? That must be Rama's icon.
Command respect, but instead has left us outcasts.
God, the music. I love how they're showing everybody transforming, and again, just visual storytelling, good edit, a good vision with this trailer. Is they're slowly ramping up the music that's Soken designed, as they're showing everybody kind of power up, and it's just like building the energy, man. I felt so energized by the end of this trailer.
And so I became their puppet.
Which is impressive, because this is like a world building type trailer, and it's like showing, yeah, we're looking at different parts of the world, and all of a sudden it becomes this like awesome action-packed emotional piece.
What makes them think they have the right to use us? To leave
So that's like the blight, I take it, the disease maybe?
I'll crush him! Flay him!
So I assume this is showing people's like kind of first transformations, maybe. I don't know. It seems like awesome, like this kind of like Super Saiyan moment, you know. I love this kind of like, you know, Attack on Titan inspired type thing, like showing the synapses like firing and stuff. It's so cool, man. Which probably tells me they're gonna have some sort of really hard magic system, as Sanderson would say, right? Brandon Sanderson, hard magic system where it makes sense what's happening. They're gonna probably explain what happens when you become an icon, like, you know, some connection to your brain or something. I love stuff like that. I love a nice kind of like clear lore. And again, what we're noticing here is we've seen Garuda in earlier trailers like fully transformed to like this kind of like bird-like creature, but here she just has the wings. So it's implied that maybe there's like multiple levels of accessing this power, which is very exciting from a narrative standpoint and from like gameplay. It's gonna be really cool. And look at this, man. So this is the similar version of Shiva, where we can actually see her, you know, pre-transformation, which is awesome. And she has this awesome, like, kind of, it looks like a rapier type weapon, which is great. Yeah, firing off ice. That was, it's so cool. And yeah, there's the same thing for Titan, right? He's like not fully transformed. I have to say that, like, it's not just the choreography. Let's look at this kind of choreography of the camera and the character. Boom, punches over. There actually is a cut of the camera there, but it's so well transitioned because the characters occupy the same space. Clive has moved to the left of the frame a little bit with that movement. Boom, and then he parries the punch. Like, the camera is doing really good that you would use to shoot a fight scene. It's kind of moving with the action, and it's moving with the flow of the edit. There's a great rhythm to everything here, working in unison, which just shows they have a really good understanding of how to film an action scene. You'll see with people who are new to filming action scenes, kind of like lacking 1, 2, 3, 4 of those things, and it'll like just be good choreography, but the camera's not really moving with it, or the edit isn't really working. It's very jarring to the eyes. Like, this is just smooth. It's so smooth to watch. Yeah, beautifully done. Beautifully done. I love those like big spins he does. So let's look at some of the data here on the screen too. Iconic strike gambit counter times 12. Like, it looks like a very rich system. We got potion, high potion, strength tonic, arrow, attack, deadly embrace, jump. Man, we've got like dragoon moves and stuff. It looks awesome. God, is that Odin? Okay, so I think we just confirmed something huge. Do we have a jump button in this game? Do we have a jump button? I think we have a jump button. This is enormous for a lot of reasons. Obviously, combat, but also exploration, man. You got an open world. We need a jump button. Look at what it did for Elden Ring. Look at what it did for Dark Souls. Just adding a jump button, man. Changed the entire feel of everything. Oh, that's Garuda right there. Dude. Insanity. I love the kind of like epic nature of these battles.
It is you who shall bow to me.
Very well.
That's Shiva.
Show us the strength of your will.
Great shots, man. Great face-off shots. Like, we're getting just a little snippet of the scene, and what we have is, again, like, great use of the rule of thirds here in the 180 rule. She's on the left side.
Who shall bow to me?
We don't even get an establishing shot of the whole space, but we instantly know what's happening here. Look at that. They've chosen a great wide-angle lens here, probably God, I would say maybe even like a 20 millimeter in that range, so we can show off his sword, which is this like monumental weapon. Then we come in for a beautiful medium close-up. Boom. It looks awesome. He looks sinister. Look at that. The wind blowing his hair. The details have all gone into the face, I think, and have really increased the quality. Yeah, what? This is my favorite sequence, man. What are they yelling?
Rise, ye crownless kings. A reckoning is upon you.
That's got to be Bahamut. This like 10 seconds, man, goes hard. It's so energized.
Rise, ye crownless kings. A reckoning is upon you.
Wow.
A war of the icons.
Ye crownless kings, a war of the icons. Like, beautiful. Beautifully done. I love it. I think that's absolutely my favorite part. Again, just showing off all the characters. I don't know what they're yelling, but look at that. These are all the icons, yeah. Love it. Absolutely love it. I am so impressed with this. I think it's probably my favorite trailer from them. It's impressive how they've done so much world building, just showing off the world like in a kind of academic, just like tutorial sort of way. But there's so much story in it as well. It's very hard to do that. So I think they absolutely knocked it out of the park. Square Enix, Soken, Yoshi P, everybody did fantastic work on this. The director killed it. I'm so happy with this. So you guys tell me what you think. I think it's one of the best by far for 16. But thank you so much for watching. Make sure to follow on Twitter. Subscribe here if you want to see more of these reactions. And check out my main channel if you want to see my film work. Thank you for being here, guys.